Hello, one and all. Welcome to another episode of MMA Visionalysis. This one, I'm here to talk about our lightweight champion in the UFC, Islam Makhachev, and his recent comments in regards to his near future. We're going to talk about the welterweight division, Arman Tsarukyan, and so much more. And what I mean by so much more is Max Holloway and the BMF title. But before you get started, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click that notification to get all of this that is new from this channel, your channel, the one and only MMA Visionalysis. The fact that Belal Muhammad beat Leon Edwards, it changed plans in more than one division for more than one fighter. And how, you may ask? Directly after the fight, I made a video speaking about the fight, and I did mention that as long as Belal Muhammad is the current champion of the welterweight division, you guys can kiss the idea of Islam Makhachev moving up in weight goodbye. How, you may ask? Well, the two are friends. As a matter of fact, Belal Muhammad was training with the Dagestanis, the guys that come from Russia, in preparation for the fight against Leon Edwards. That was clearly evident the night of UFC 304 in Manchester, with Belal Muhammad taking down Leon Edwards like 9 or 10 times. He shot for takedowns like 15 times. And not only that, not just any kind of stuff, specifically Dagestani style of wrestling was evident in Belal's style. Just the way they take you down, they grab the legs, and they just kind of leech on you. And it's very difficult to get a guy that wrestles like that off of you. Obviously, Leon Edwards can attest to that. That being said, this throws so many plans astray, and I do digress a bit. Leon Edwards was talking about moving up in weight to that middleweight division, talking about, nobody can compete with him plainly in that welterweight division. He talked about lack of competition, obviously, and he talked about his interest, obviously, in moving up into to that middleweight division because he, quote-unquote, lacked competition, and he also expressed his disinterest in fighting a guy in the name of Islam Makhachev because he knew the result of the fight. Obviously, it's exactly what Belal was able to do to Leon Edwards. That would have been the case with Islam Makhachev, only Islam would have done it quicker. This is not me siding on one side over the other. This is just a factual truth. You can take the Belal-Leon Edwards fight, and you can take that's like a small sample size of what Islam would have been able to do to a guy named Leon Edwards. Obviously, Belal being the champion puts the idea of Islam moving up in weight aside for now, unless Leon faces Belal again sometime the end of the year. Those two face each other again. If Leon is able to retain his title, then we're going to be in talks for a fourth fight between the two, and that's probably going to happen sometime 2025. If Leon beats Belal again, then we can talk about Islam moving up in weight, and that's like far 2025. How will this affect the lightweight division? Well, this will directly affect the lightweight division because as long as Islam Makhachev is in that division, you can forget about anybody else giving Islam a real run for his money, with all respect to everybody that competes in that lightweight division. That's been proven time and time again. Islam Makhachev captures his title from a guy named Charles Oliveira. He's defeated a guy in the name of Dustin Poirier in the last fight. The latter defeated an upcoming rising opponent in the name of Benoit Saint-Denis. I thought that guy was the next big thing in the lightweight division, in all honesty. Islam Makhachev has already defeated the guy that he's ready to face in his potential next fight, Arman Tsarukyan. The latter is serving a 9-month ban due to the incident that he had during his walkout the night of UFC 300 against Charles Oliveira. So that kind of puts Arman Tsarukyan's plans astray for now, or throws him astray and it puts him on hold. The only guy that I thought would give Islam Makhachev a true run for his money in that lightweight division was a guy in the name of Justin Gaethje. Unfortunately for Gaethje, he fell short to a guy named Max Holloway the night of UFC 300, which ultimately cost him the BMF title and a devastating knockout. Not only that, it put him out of title contention, at least for the time being. Truthfully, I thought that Justin Gaethje was the only fighter that could give Islam Makhachev a true run for his money, despite the fact that Justin Gaethje lost terribly, really, to a guy named Khabib Nurmagomedov. But I've said it before, and I'll say it now. Khabib Nurmagomedov, Islam Makhachev are two different fighters. That being said, in recent interview, Islam talked about his disinterest, number one, and obviously in fighting Belal Muhammad, because that is his friend. As long as Belal is the champion of the welterweight division, you can, like I say, forget about Islam moving up in weight. Number one. He also expressed his disinterest in fighting the guy that he's already fought and beat before, Arman Tsarukyan. And he thinks that this fight might or might not happen sometime soon. Like I said, if I'm not mistaken, Tsarukyan is facing a 9-month ban. He's going to be out for a long time. We don't expect the champion of the division to be out for the next 9 months. This is not going to happen. So that might be put aside, the Arman Tsarukyan potential fight as well. So when Islam Makhachev was asked about his interest, and I can show you how 3 divisions are linked with the fact that Belal Muhammad was able to win the title over at 170. Obviously, he was, the plan was, I think, to beat Tsarukyan and then move directly up in weight, or whoever was going to come next. Michael Chandler, Tsarukyan, you name it. One fight, and then on to the next division. If Leon Edwards was still the champion, obviously, and that would have opened room for other fighters to capture that lightweight title, obviously, or it would have gave Islam Makhachev the opportunity to be a champ, obviously. That didn't happen. Like I said, Belal won the title, put everybody's plans on hold in terms of Leon moving up in weight and Islam moving up in weight. So Islam staying in that division means everybody else has to wait, because Islam, as long as Islam's the holder, is going to be very hard to rip that title off his shoulder, number one. Number two, when Islam was asked about his interest in his upcoming fight, like I said, he expressed disinterest in fighting Tsarukyan. He also expressed disinterest in fighting Belal. Now he's expressing interest in fighting Max Holloway for the BMF title. And how does that change things? Now we're talking about welterweight, lightweight, featherweight division, all 3 divisions linked with one win that Belal was able to obtain over Leon Edwards, changing everything in 3 divisions. This fight might happen. Think about it, guys. Islam Makhachev, Max Holloway, BMF title. Now, I digress a bit. When directly after I believe UFC 302, Islam was asked about his interest in fighting Max Holloway. He just said blatantly that he's not interested in fighting a guy from a lower weight class. Now, like I said, for the 4th time in this video, given the fact that Belal Muhammad is the champion of the welterweight division, no longer puts Islam in contention to move up in weight, also means that he will be staying in that 155 division, which means that there is a possibility of him facing Max Holloway, whose last fight was at 155, for the BMF title and perhaps the lightweight title included. This would be a very fun, fascinating fight to watch. But I'm just fascinated at how quickly things change with one win. Would I be in favor of Max Holloway, Islam Makhachev for BMF and lightweight title included? Yes, absolutely. But are we expecting another fight for Max Holloway? I thought so. I thought Max was going to fight Ilia Topuria for the BMF and the featherweight title included. I think both fights are very difficult, whether it's Ilia or Islam. You have to pick your poison in this kind of situation. But in terms of weight, I think it's just more suitable for Max Holloway to fight at 155 because it means he doesn't have to drain himself. right? Who knows what will happen? Who knows? Who knows? But, things are very interesting now that Bilal Muhammad is the champion of the welterweight division. It puts everybody's plans at hold, whether it be Leon Edwards, Islam Makhachev, and I would even go far as saying Ilya Topuria. So we might see Ilya in there against Volkanovski for the rematch, and we might see Max Holloway against Islam Makhachev at the end of the year for the BMF and the lightweight title. You never know. It sounds like a fantastic idea, if you ask me. If you made it this far, I appreciate you for sticking around. Please let me know what you think in the comments and like, subscribe for more.